Pawpaw, Sammy, and Alley-bug here. I know the rest of the country, and especially South Louisiana, is really hurting for water. Hadn't rained in days. But I keep my hibiscus bush hydrated as much as possible every morning. And I grill the little berries, the little flowers off when they mature. And that's what I make my hibiscus tea out of. I'll drink it once or twice a week. I keep fresh water on the bees. If you notice, my grass, everything's dying. So I give up water in the yard. I just try to keep what garden I got left hydrated. Over here, I have a bell pepper plant and an eggplant. They're in bad shape, but I keep them hydrated to a point. And believe it or not, this little old eggplant, if you see the flower right there, this little old eggplant produces me an eggplant every once in a while. My little old dried up bell pepper still hanging on. It's producing little peppers. And besides the butternut squash, over here, I just let it go feral. I just take it, and what I do is I figure the garden gone, it's over with. So here's what you do. You come in here and you pile compost on top of cardboard. And you keep it wet, keep it damp, just like you're growing your produce. What happens is the worms and your organisms get down in there and they stay comfortable. The damp grass keeps it cool. The worms are eating, working the soil. Instead of the soil stressing like in a bare garden, when you plow and got bare dirt. Right now, there's no telling how deep that sun's cooking your soil. And when it does that, your worms, your bacteria, everything's gonna die. It's over with. But as this dies out, if you'll notice on everything, there are piles of compost. Every time I cut the yard, I compost my plants. I even do it on my ginger. And this is the other half of my tea. You come over here and you pick these little tender leaves right there. And you'll see them coming out. See right there? And you mix that with your hibiscus tea. And unbelievably, my blackberries are trying to bloom again. And I find that extremely hard to believe. Anyway, like I said, I let it go feral. What you see here is just growing. Oh, a little flower bush. What I do, if you'll notice, scrapped out in the kitchen, in this case okra, that I had picked late, hard. It's not growing right without the moisture. And I just mix it in with my leaves and stuff. That'll sit there the next year. My fig tree, I keep Big Boy. I keep her hydrated. Because this fig tree right here, LSU Gold, produces some of the biggest, sweetest figs you ever tasted. But if you notice, it's getting time for more compost. See here? The grass is growing through. So it's time for me to come in here and put about 4 inches of more compost. Because that keeps my worms and bacteria alive, no matter how hot and dry it gets. Like, subscribe. Pawpaw, Sammy, and Alley-bug. Even in my containers, where I grow my ginger, whatever, that one's laying fallow. But even when it's not growing, I use the compost to protect the soil. I don't want it baked. I don't want everything in it to die. So I cover it and keep it damp. Next year when I plant, that soil's ready to go. Look at my ginger. All right, here again, compost. But under that compost is a big old pile of coffee grounds and coffee filters. That'll absorb down into that dirt. The filters will be gone. The worms will take care of that quick, extremely quick. See? All that's in there, covered up and wet. What'll happen? The soil's being preserved. The ginger's happy. It's got nitrogen. When that ginger's harvested, I'll fill these barrels back up with straw on top. Let them set until next time I plant. When I plant next time, those worms are fat and sassy, and the soil's in good shape. It hadn't been cooked or destroyed.